Okay, how to fix a tiny whoop the best way. The stuff you're going to need. A lot of people know about welder. This is some pretty good glue, but not the best if you're trying to fix a structural part of one of these whoops, like if the hoop breaks. Like I've had the hoop break on this one right here, and I'm using welder on it. I'm going to replace it with this. Welder works great if it's something that doesn't require a lot of structural rigidity. This is more rigid, but it's still flexible. And you get a big tube. You can get this at Walmart for $3.97. And you also need some cheap dental floss. It's what, 99 cents? And it really doesn't matter. You just need some nylon dental floss. So I have some dental floss here. With this, I already broke the hoop. And basically what I did is I cut out 5 pieces of the floss. I put the 5 pieces down in here. And then using the E6000, I put some on the edge of my knife. And then I basically spackled it into place, pressing it into this little void here, so it will impregnate the floss, but also glue the frame back together. But mainly the floss is adding rigidity back to this part of the frame that broke, so you're not completely relying on the adhesive alone. You actually have some structural rigidity that you've added back, and now I can actually pull this, I can twist it. It's fine. It's as strong as it was, possibly a little stronger, I don't know. I just know it works very well. So, as for a pylon, I'm going to take some of this E6000, I'm going to put some down. It may get a little messy, so have some paper towels on standby. You're going to need some floss. You're going to need a pair of scissors because you got to cut it out now. So I'll get a nice thick piece of floss like this. And then with this pylon, I'm going to move these. This is a US 65. It's just a different frame and body. And this is a Beta FPV 65X. But you take this and you measure up the pylon some and then around. So about, I'd say 1.5 centimeters. With this, I'm just going to start out with 2. If I got to add more, I will. And now I will take it and put it in the adhesive. So I'll get adhesive on the floss so it will stick in place. And clean the excess off. And now I can put that in place. Maybe better to do it from the underside, but I have a new frame coming. You can buy a new frame for the Tiny Hawk. You have to order from China, but at least you can get a new one. It's $15.95. Shipped for a frame and a set of props. I didn't have a problem with my props, but I do know that they're cracking at the hub. So you just add 1 piece of floss at a time. But you want to make sure that this adhesive stays soft because you got to get that, basically impregnate the nylon with it. Because although this may be dental floss, it's still, you're using it as structure. So now, I take the other piece, lay it next to the original. And you want it to go across the break because you want the nylon floss to actually add rigidity back to it. And now at this point, it's on there. You're gonna add a little bit more. So I just take some, I put it on the edge of my knife like that. and then I just smear it on. I'll put it on and then I'll measure it out the way I want it to be. It's by far not the prettiest. I mean, you can take time and make it nice and pretty if that matters to you, if you're more worried about function over form. But now, when I do this, I'm not relying just on the adhesive to hold things together. I actually have added structure back to what broke, and honestly you can add extra and then cut it off. And you can also do this on both sides. You can remove this propeller and then do it on this side as well. But now at this point you let that dry, and that pylon won't be held in place with a very small surface area. You're adding surface area by putting that nylon in, and that nylon is what's holding it together. The glue is just holding the nylon, the floss, to the frame, which you're adding structure back to the frame. May add a little bit of weight, but not that much. I mean, if you're looking to be racing and stuff like that, buy a new frame. But that is how you would do that. And like I said, with this one, just put 5 pieces down in there and just press it down in there to make sure that it impregnates between all the fibers of the nylon, the floss, and also so that it connects. But I mean, now this is a very strong. But the Tiny Hawk, I'm just going to go over really quick. I've had it for what, 2-3 weeks. It's the best flying indoor whoop. It's not even really considered a whoop because it is not using ducted propellers at all. It just has some really good props, but the biggest problem with these props is they go around the whole thing, and people said that's a good thing because propellers have more surface area to connect now, but they start cracking right here where it snaps onto the pin, the shaft coming through the center of the motor. That's where they start cracking, and when you crash, sometimes the props will pop off if it's a hard crash. Also, get your antennas up and out, because you have to realize you have both of these antennas squished into this tiny little area right here. And lastly, the camera, I had a problem with it. Another glue you're going to really want is, where did I put it? Some really good super glue. I use Loctite super glue because on Project Farm they actually compared a lot, not only pulling power but twisting. What could it hold up to best? Loctite was one of the top ones, and it was the best with plastic. So that's why I use this. And basically what happened was I had crashed so many times and hit my camera that it would come out, it would go out of focus. So basically what I did is I took it out, took the lens completely out. I took off the ring that holds the lenses in place. I locked it in place with some super glue, and then I put some super glue on the threads of the camera itself. I threaded it in place while focusing it, let it dry. No longer got to worry about that either. But that's just some tips on how to repair your whoops. So if you like this video, please subscribe. There's going to be more content like this, how to fix things. I mean, this is just a really easy way of getting your whoop, quad, whatever, back into the air while you're waiting for parts. And this little part right here isn't really wanting to stick. But you can add more adhesive. I can already feel that it's doing its job. The floss is really what's doing the job here. The adhesive's holding the floss in place, but the floss is what's giving you your structure back. So, like usual, thanks for watching. Remember, with the Tiny Hawk, if anybody is looking to get a great Christmas present, for $160 in the holiday seasons, you can get it comes with a set of goggles, a radio, a battery, a charger, and the Tiny Hawk. You're going to want to buy extra batteries These are about $4 a piece. I use GMB 550s. It comes with a 450 milliamp hour. This actually has an extra little connector that comes off to the side. These don't, so I just put on a lot longer pigtail. I'm getting off subject some, but I just wanted to cover this all together. $160 to get a starter, brushless, not brushless. I mean, that's the real fun thing about this. This is brushless, so it has power, speed, motor braking, just overall flies better than brushed. So that's the Tiny Hawk. That's how to fix it until you get your new stuff. Like usual, thanks for watching. Hope this wasn't too long, but there's some stuff that I really wanted to cover for other people to learn and see the best way to repair these. I actually learned this in a Tiny Whoop group on Facebook. So thanks for watching. Peace.